If this thumbnail triggered you, you're in the right place. And I'm going to tell you why. So the other night, as many of you may know, the Denver Nuggets played the Lakers. And let's just say it was terrible. The Lakers were missing Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, and Jackson Hayes. I mean, the Lakers roster is so banged up that Bronny James got first quarter minutes. And he even hit a 3 over Jokic.
Behind the arc, 33%. Bronny, 3! And Bronny with the answer.
He basically had Jared Vanderbilt and Alex Len guarding Jokic the entire night. And I don't know if you heard, but according to Reggie Miller, Alex Len might not be that useful of a player.
Luka Doncic has the slowdown game. That's the problem. Len, he's not guarding anyone. He's not scoring. He's not rebounding. Go small if you're the Lakers.
But okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty. The reason why this thumbnail actually exists is because during that game, Nikola Jokic was fouled 17 times, while the entire Laker roster was fouled 16. Yes, the one man on the Denver Nuggets was fouled more times than the entire Lakers roster. And I mean, if you're like me and you've posted anything related to SGA during this NBA season, especially getting down to the MVP race, without fail, every single Jokic fan in existence will come through your comments and regurgitate the same foolishness.
Free throw merchant, free throw merchant, free throw merchant.
Unethical scorer. The way he jumps into people is so unethical. But yet, when Jokic gets 17 free throws, suddenly it's crickets. Suddenly it's silence. I'm not hearing anything. All y'all have gone mute. Now I know in my comments, y'all are getting ready to type,
"You don't even watch the games. You never watched a game in your life."
Now, first of all, can we come up with some, unique ways of dissing somebody? I mean, all we do is say the same things over and over. Some guy says something once and you all like it and then repeat it 3,000 times. God damn. But before you fix your lips, I just want y'all to be aware that I know what was happening the other night. It was akin to, the Hack-a-Shack back in the early 2000s.
Brand new mentality that they're trying to instill. The question is, will they be able to sustain it when adversity sets in?
And Jeff, for San Antonio, once again, people are saying, as we immediately have a Hack-a-Shack call, I don't believe it. 5 seconds in. No, but that was... But that's a joke, yeah.
They did the same thing with Jokic. They hacked him. Except Jokic is really good at free throws. So it really didn't benefit them the way it's worked for other teams in the past. A lot of people in the NBA, including the whole Jokic hive, always want to question the ethics. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not an ethics scorer, while Jokic is completely ethical. The most ethical player in the NBA. Well, I hate to break it to you, but even though they were hacking him, this guy isn't ethical. He does what a lot of these professional players do. They do whatever it takes to win. I mean, you can see that here with this moving screen.
Jokic, Murray with 5, with 4. There's Jamal for 3. Got it!
And before you fix your lips again and try to say,
Well, that was just one time and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, let's go through the catalog.
Jokic heated up. This is probably what he's talking about. Lively pushed him, no question.
Even here.
My guy in the basket. This is the foul.
Come on, man.
That's a whole lot of nothing right there. You gotta let that one go.
A flop.
James just 25% from 3 in the playoffs. Jokic knocked down again, and a whistle. And he embellished to get that call as well.
I would not want to be a referee in 2023.
A flop.
Foul on Hachimura. The Lakers upset. They felt Jokic flop there. And he did, without question, embellished it. Lowry drives on Jokic. Offensive foul. His second. Eric Spoelstra clearly doesn't like the call.
Like, we could go through all the tape, and this is not a competition to say one guy flops more than the other or less or whatever. I'm saying every player draws contact. Every single player manipulates the rules and manipulates the game to their advantage because they all want to win. And this idea that SGA is a free throw merchant, even though none of the stats back that up, even though if you watch the games, yes, sometimes he does do some unethical things. Sometimes he does jump into the players, which I disagree with completely. I hate that. I hate the flopping, the unethicalness of the game. But to say that one player does it and the other doesn't, and one guy's ethical and the other guy's not ethical, like, that's just BS. I'm sorry. I mean, this video is just to say, yo, Jokic fans, you guys are doing too much. Too much. You guys are literally scrapping and fighting everybody every single day for somebody else's MVP. And look, I don't want no trouble at all because, I mean, look at Jokic's brothers. These guys are for real. Trust me when I say it. I do not want any smoke. But again, let's just grade these guys the same way. Just because you like a player doesn't mean you can shift the goalposts. We always want to talk about context, context, context. The one thing I kept seeing whenever anybody was calling this guy a free throw merchant the other night was, oh, it's Jokic, so you got to look at the context. They were fouling him on purpose, yada, yada, yada. And that is true. You have to look at the context. But whenever it's SGA, you disregard all the context. SGA is leading the league in drives per game, and it's not even close. So if you drive to the rim way more than everybody else, of course you're going to get fouled more than everybody else. Now, does he do some unethical things sometimes? Yes, but the majority of his game is not that, and you can even look at the minus free throws to see that he would still be leading the league in scoring without them. So if we're going to look at the context for why Jokic had 17 free throws the other night, we got to look at the context for why SGA is also leading the league in free throw attempts. It isn't just that simple. Stop leading with your feelings. You look stupid. I mean, this moving screen was egregious. And it was to win the game. Jokic there looking like a linebacker. This is not the NFL. How was that not called? But would you say that's ethical? Or is he just doing what he needs to do to win and forcing the refs to make a decision? And when we're talking about the MVP, if Jokic wins, I mean, he deserves it if he wins. He is doing insane things this season. However, how come we never talk about defense? I keep seeing people in the comments saying that, like, Jokic is somehow a decent defender. And he's just not. He's just not. He's 17th in defensive rating. He is by no means a force at the rim. He's just not. This is why, although Nikola Jokic is leading the league in offensive rating because he's that insane on offense and that complete of a player, when it comes to defensive rating, he's not in the top 10. As I said, he's 17th. No bueno. And then when you look at overall net rating, again, you see SGA number 1. Jokic isn't there. And it's because his defense drags him down a lot. He's pretty lackluster out there, man. A lot of times he just lets people go like a friggin' matador. And then you look at SGA and he's top 5 in both categories, offensive and defensive. People are going to look at the stats they want to look at and ignore the stats they don't want to ignore, and that's fine. Nobody here that watches basketball will ever tell you that Jokic is not an incredible player or Jokic doesn't deserve an MVP. And I don't think anybody would say that it's not even close when we're talking about this race. But I constantly see the same comments, and it's just old at this point. You guys are leading with your emotions, and that's why you're so blind to the fact that there's another player in the league who's also doing obscene and incredible things. And I mean, if Jokic has some defensive issues, obviously the rest of the team is going to follow because he is the leader. And this is why at the end of this game, when the interviews were happening, you heard Michael Malone and Christian Braun not too happy about this victory.
What is it about playing a team that's missing a lot of its bigger name players? Why is that mentally challenging?
It shouldn't matter. We didn't do a very good job today of showing up, ready to play. We got to be better.
That is a coach and a player that knows that with a defense like this, you guys will not go far in the playoffs. These defensive habits are integral to going far and winning a championship. And if it's this late in the game and this is what you guys are showing, unless you guys completely 180 it in about less than 20 games, I mean, it's not a good sign. But you know what is a good sign? Mr. Russell Westbrook. One of the worst decisions I've made in my NBA fantasy career was trading Russell Westbrook at the top of the season and keeping Ben Simmons. I will forever regret that because Russell Westbrook's Denver Nuggets era is incredible and it makes me smile every time, just like this. And I mean, as horrible as the defense was all game, very happy about Westbrook. He's playing incredible for the Nuggets, and I hope it continues through the playoffs. I mean, if it's any indication of what happened with the Clippers, you guys definitely have a savage that's ready for war come playoff time. But yeah, other than that, let me know what you think in the comments below. Y'all think Joker is a free throw merchant? Or do you understand the overall point I'm trying to make in this video, which is that none of them are free throw merchants. Both of them deserve the credit they're getting. And this MVP race is a lot closer than a lot of Joker fans want to admit. But hey, please comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Until next time.